Welcome to Spoken Reviews, home of the Spoken Reviews. Today, guys, we're doing our first burn pile with propane. So every other burn pile that we've done at the land, we've actually been using diesel. We've been using charcoals to get it started. We've been using gasoline. We've really just been struggling to get good burn piles because we've had a lot of rain this winter and spring. So the woods, even though it's been down for a while, it's been really hard to get it dry. And we just don't have time to get it going. So we got online, we got on YouTube, and we found a lot of videos about using propane to use burn piles. So we decided to go ahead and go to our Harbor Freight and spend $30 to get the blowtorch, and here we go. So you guys can see we pretty much just put it in multiple sections. We've got like maybe 4 small fires going. We were able to basically put the blowtorch in a certain area and leave it there for like 2 to 3 minutes, and after that it actually started going pretty well. So really just impressed with how just, I guess, the concentrated fire and the heat is basically, even if wood is wet, it's able to dry out the wood in a specific area when you focus on it, and then the fire gets going. So you guys can see it's getting, bigger and better. Here you can see that we have fire going on multiple sides, and it's really starting to go here. At this point, I was actually getting pretty excited because, there's been multiple times where I've driven, 2 hours there, 2 hours back, and tried to do a burn pile, and the fire just wouldn't catch. And basically, it really felt like I just wasted, 60 to $70 of gas and, a whole day, and wasting an off day, especially when I have to travel, 2 hours to get to the land, is kind of definitely frustrating. So, super excited about this. I feel like this is the hack that I had situational awareness, but people don't really talk about this enough, and I feel like this should definitely be talked about a lot more when it comes to burn piles. Not just the fact that it's easier to do, it's also a lot cheaper because, if I was filling up, a 5-gallon tank of diesel, and spending $20 to do that, or $25 to fill it up, and then doing it twice, spending $50 in diesel, and basically all it was doing was it would basically burn off for the most part on top of the wood, and it would kind of leave the wood scorched. But I was probably like 50% success rate at actually getting the fire going. So I've had a couple that actually were successful, but half the time they weren't successful. So now I'm hopping on the tractor. I'm going to actually kind of slowly stir the pile up. So basically, as the center gets hotter and hotter, I'm basically pushing the outer pieces into it to kind of collapse. So basically, the fire is just basically at this point it's feeding itself, because fire needs fuel and it needs oxygen, and those are kind of the most things, right? It needs fuel and oxygen to keep going. And this is going perfectly. Here it's taking off even more. You can kind of see on the bottom where it's ashed over. So again, it's really good getting that hot ash piles, and at this point it's super hot to the point that whenever I was getting up and pushing it on the tractor, it was intense. Like you could feel the heat. It's pretty intense, and you can kind of see like it had just rained the night before, as to like that water right there, right? So this wood, yeah, it's dry and it's wet, but it's still going. So really just overall impressed with just using the propane, and it's super cheap. Honestly, I probably used the propane for the first 30 to 45 minutes, and then the rest of the day it just burned by itself. So yeah, a lot cheaper, a lot cleaner. Also, probably better for the environment too, right? So not throwing diesel and having those explosions and those chemicals burning off. And anytime I would, do the diesel, I've actually posted some videos of me doing the diesel. There's huge, explosions, and it's just dangerous. Especially when you use gas, because gas is super combustible, right? So even though I feel like I had a pretty good method of using a bucket and kind of like throwing the gas and diesel, and sometimes using a mix and kind of backing up, the propane just seems miles safer, and just way more efficient and a lot cheaper. I can get a refill in this propane tank for like $25, and I feel like, honestly, one propane tank could probably last me 6 months. So here, this is probably, about 6 hours, 7 hours after we started, and we're kind of just wrapping up, and you can kind of see what's left over. It's significantly smaller, right? So this is probably a small to medium-sized burn pile. In the very back, you can see I got some big ones. I got 2 big ones left in the very, very back, and those will be burned upcoming probably in May or June. But yeah. Well, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this. If you're interested, by all means, I definitely highly recommend doing it. If you're used to using diesel, it's night and day with the improvement. anyways, guys, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for watching all the videos about the land and supporting it. Really, it's all God, and we're just blessed to have this experience, and as we kind of get this homestead together. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, hit that thumbs up for me, and please sub to the channel. Thanks a lot. Have a good one.